Howdy folks, and welcome back to 15 Nautical Mile Arc, and welcome to the second leg of our Transcontinental series. Today we're going to fly from Blythe, California to Payson, Arizona, and we're still in the B1900D by Carenado, but I changed the livery this time to Delta, because when I looked up Eagle Express, which is what we used last time, I found out that is more for the Middle East. It's a Middle Eastern airline. So here we have Delta, which I don't think they own a 1900D, but maybe they do. Well, we're back at Blythe where we ended up last time, and if you remember when we landed, this is where that big jet was sticking out of the building. So this size airplane is a lot more appropriate for that ramp start, and our other building, our other jet, is gone. So I didn't start up the aircraft for boarding yet because I wanted to go through that with you this time. So what we'll do is we'll come down here and we'll turn on external power, and we'll turn on the battery. Then that allows us to come up here and turn on all of the lights with the emergency armed, fasten seatbelt, reading on, cabin full, and the tail flood. And I usually turn these guys off. And then we can also then open up our door and our doors outside. And that is how we prepare for a flight so everybody can board. I already did weight and fuel. The distance for this leg is almost the same as the last leg, minus about 10 nautical miles. So I still have the fuel except for an hour and a half. And after my recalculations, I'm expecting about an hour and 10-minute flight time, I think, this time. And I did not practice this one ahead of time. I thought I'd go through that with you, because this has an interesting approach. The RNAV approach is still visual. So the RNAV will bring you over the center of the airfield, and then you decide if you want to land on runway 6 or 24 at Payson, depending on the weather, which I forgot to check. So as we get closer, we'll pull up our map. There's an in-sim map that'll tell us the wind direction, so that's what we'll do. But we'll wait until we get closer. I'll talk more about that map too this time, since we haven't used it yet in X-Plane 11. Otherwise, that is how we get ready for boarding. So now we're going to prepare the airplane for flight while everybody's boarding. Oh, and by the way, it's 4:45 p.m. right now, late spring. All right, so let's turn on our avionics switch, and we already did the lights that we need. And we're going to turn on our EFIS. And then we're going to come over and do our flight plan on the GPS. So again, we have to pop this out. Actually, I'm going to change this, I think. I like that. Yeah, I like that. We have to pop this out because, as I said before, if you move the scroll wheel to make changes, it goes to the airport diagram. All right, flight plan. So for today's flight plan, we're going to clear our last leg's flight plan. And then we get to start all over. So we're going to start where we, we're going to start where we are, which is what? Kilo Bravo. All right. Except you bet. And then we're going to go to Kilo Papa. And then I'm going to see if there's a plan in here for approach, or we have to do it manually. So accept that. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to go direct. And then we're going to, I guess I didn't need to put in our starting airport. And then we're going to do procedures. Ooh, they do have an approach. Let's see if they do. All right, there we go. RNAV A GPS. And which one are we going to use? Topi. I don't have Topi on my thing. The transition I have is Opumi. I don't have a Topi approach. But since we're not going to get vectors from air traffic control, we have to choose this, I guess. Load, yeah. I don't know what that's going to get us. I don't even see our destination line in there. Let's try this again. Flight plan. Let's go straight to Topi. Yep. Still don't have a, maybe once we take off we'll get our line. There it is. Okay, I just zoomed in too much, too far. I wonder what this procedure looks like. It's gonna be interesting. Huh, that is not on my chart. Oh well, we'll find out when we get there, I guess. But because we've done that, we can set our, well, wait a second, because that's a different Oh, there's Opumi. Nice. Okay, so I just didn't go far enough, but it wasn't Topi on the chart. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to argue. So at Opumi 8.5, 8,000. If you don't click in the exact right spot, it really gives you problems here. You have 1 pixel to get it. Right, 8,600 feet, mean sea level. So I realized last time I put in the distance before our waypoint. We want it to be at, actually, what are options here? We don't have any options there. At, well, what are our options here? Opumi. So we want to be 8,600 feet at Opumi. In the other video, I did 5.9 before our Zeus, if you remember. It should have been 0 at Zeus. Anyway. And we want to come down to 800 feet per minute again. And that'll all fill in later. So let's see if that works the way I meant it to be. Let's see, I'm still fine-tuning everything. So there we go. That is our GPS and our approach and everything set. Of course, we could put in a waypoint on the way and then talk to your traffic control, get the weather and everything, and then choose an approach once we're in the air. But just short flight, and there's only one option. So that is the one we're going to choose. We'll be flying over the Phoenix area a little bit. But otherwise, pretty simple flight plan when you use the GPS all the way. In VNAV, that'll tell us our descent time, top of descent. 16,000 feet for this flight. We don't have any high mountains to clear like last time. There we go. Alright, CDI on the... Oh, see, there it goes. The funny thing again. CDI on the GPS. Alright, so it's time to close up the doors now because we are ready to start this thing up. So, we'll close the passenger and baggage door, move static elements, and close the cockpit door. And we're about ready to go. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to come down here, make sure everything resets just fine. And ready to start this thing up. On. Show us what we have. Turn that off. Auto igniter and hold it down. Alright, that one's spinning up. And generator, start the other engine. And that prop's rotating as well. Alright. Close the safety cover. AC bus. Close our bleed valves, turn on our blowers for the temperature. We'll do decrease this time on auto. Test and test. Everything looks good there. There we go. Actually, let's go to auto this time. Does it go down to auto? It does. Let's go to auto that way too. Let's try auto. Usually I have it on high. Let's try auto. Alright, a rudder boost is right here. Still not going to worry about cabin pressure. Auto feathered arm. Generator ties closed. Stall warning, pitot heat and anti-ice. And prop sync. Alright, we're going to step the autopilot. 16,000 feet. We're going to climb at 2,200 feet. Select Alt, select Nav. Piece of cake. And put the GPS back. Come up here and taxi lights turn on. As does that one and that one. And we'll turn off some other lights at the end of the runway. So, I'm going to hop outside. Alright, the building's in the way, so I can't go directly behind the airplane. But, so we'll put props to taxi. Like so. And see, there's a building anyway. We're actually going to take off for runway 26, which is over that way. And I see that my scroll wheel is in the way, so let me take care of that. Just go out here and do it yet again. Alright, so flaps down first, parking brake off, give it some juice. There we go. doing that weird thing again. Weird. It's like moving me over sideways or something. You can see all those power lines off in the distance. That's cool. For some reason, again, when I use my brakes, it moves the camera view as well as slows us down. I haven't quite figured out what is going on there. Very strange. Alright. This time we are going to stop before we pull out into the runway. Extra parking brake holds this time. And it sure looks like it to me. Landing license come on, taxi license come off, collision to flight, flood license come off, overhead can come off in the cabin, reading lights are already on, and we're ready. So let's get onto the runway. And we'll note the time on our clock. On GPS. Props forward. This is no throttle. This is the throttle all the way back. And we'll spool up and we'll get out of here. See if I can keep us straight this time. Taking a lot of finessing of the paddles to do that. And up we go. Maybe. There we go. That was very strange. And flaps up, gear up. We will not do autopilot yet until we turn around, just because I want to hand fly a little bit. Have a look outside while I try to regain control. There we have some friends with us up in the sky. Alright, we're actually going to turn to the left. Nice freeway shot. We're trimmed for our ascent rate at 2200. I don't even have to pull back on the yoke or anything. It's really nice. That's awesome. There's our airport. Keep taking some screenshots here. And we'll engage autopilot. Look at that. That was a smooth engagement of autopilot. Couldn't even tell. That's awesome. Very nice. Just got some skies to look at there. I guess you can look down at some mountains. There we can see our airport. Very cool. Alright, let's get this engine management out of the way before we blow something up. So I'll bring back the throttle. Just like that. Bring back the props a bit. And there we go. Green, 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 green. We're going to connect with our GPS route. Everything is set. That just tells us which way to turn to 70. I'm not worried about that this time. And there we go. 43 minutes for the first leg until we start our transition, but we'll gain speed obviously as we get closer. And since this is a series, and this is the second video of the series, I don't need to fully describe every single thing like I did in the first one. You know what I mean? So I don't have to talk about the airplane that much anymore. You've already seen it. So we just have to keep autopilot going to where we can just hang out now and watch the scenery for the next 44 minutes and 44 seconds. I'm adjusting some throttle. Actually, take that back. We can hang out until the next 44 minutes, and well, that's going to count down very quickly, isn't it? It's all count down quickly. They sped up. Then we level off and speed up again. Oh, great. 11,000 feet. Turn the landing lights off. I guess there's more to talk about than I realized. Now we're all set until we need to descend. So I will see you at top of descent. Alright, there's a few things I wanted to talk about before we began our descent, which is in a few minutes. First of all, I wanted to tell you I changed our destination. I changed it to EVOD, which is over the middle of the airport. And the airport's at 5,157. I could not find a published altitude for EVOD over the center of the airfield, so I just picked 6,000. That'll put us just shy of 900 feet above the airfield. So in 8 minutes 20 seconds, we'll start our descent. And the target again is 0.0 nautical miles because I want to end up at 6,000 at EVOLD, not before EVOLD. So I've made that correction from the last video. In terms of using that, I also wanted to mention the built-in map. So the map is different in X-Plane 11. It's quite wonderful, actually. And this would simulate like if you had an iPad on your lap with real-time GPS and map tracking, so you can see yourself. There's us, and you can do a few things with this. You can select the type of map you want, low, high, VFR. You can put on different layers, and it is clear, by the way, if you haven't noticed, obviously, but this is real-world weather. As I said before, I plan on always using real-world weather unless there's severe weather or something and I have to make adjustments. This approach, don't accidentally click on that or it's going to set your airplane, reset it to the approach of that runway, so never click on that unless you want to quickly get somewhere. So I wanted to show you something in this map, other than VORs and airports, but you have the wind direction right there, and that's at 12,000 feet, because over to the right it says 12,000 feet. But if we go to our destination airport, which is KPAN, and you click on it, you can either move the airplane to be directly on the runway or approach to the runway. Don't click that by accident. But what I like is the details. It tells us the airport altitude, which matches air nav, which is cool. Communication frequencies, where you are in terms of distance in the radio, but in the middle says conditions. Sky's clear, 10-mile visibility, wind calm, altimeter 3009. So since we're below 18,000 feet, we're below transition altitude, I should really switch my barometer to 3009. So I can do that, like so. And it's going to make us come down now because we're above 16,000 feet with the new barometer. Alright. And that's really it. But here it tells you, so with calm winds, we don't need to worry about which runway we choose. We can choose either one. So I'm anticipating choosing runway 6. So we'll cross over to midfield, and then we will go to the left, circle left for runway 6. And to get in and out of the map, you just hit M. That's all there's to it there. Let's see where we are on our top of descent. We got 6 minutes yet. So in 6 minutes, I will make adjustments to our approach. So I'll see you then. Alright, we are back in the cockpit, and if we come down here, we only have a couple minutes to make our descent down. So we are going to change, whoops, wrong way. I'm going to change this to 6,000, is that what it was? 6,000 feet. And again, that screws up our GPS, but 6,000 feet. We got 3 minutes yet, so 6,000 feet there. And we'll come over to our autopilot. Actually, we won't do our autopilot quite yet. We'll wait until 0 on the vertical navigation page, and then we'll hit descend to 800 feet per minute, and Alt select. Alright, and now it's time to descend to target, so we will come back over to our autopilot, and we will descend at 800 feet per minute. Alt select is already selected, so that's all we have to do. One button. You just have to draw back our throttle so we don't go too fast. And I also want to make sure we clear those mountains. Also, I want to point out that Phoenix is directly off our wing. Doesn't really look like a big city though in the sim. Maybe it's just too hazy. Maybe if it were more in the earlier in the afternoon instead of 6 something at night, it will look more like a metropolitan area. But there's Phoenix right there out the wing. Anyway. Alright, so keep an eye on our speed. I want to keep it up though because I want to make sure we clear these mountains. Like I was going to say, the chart I looked at did not give anything to be concerned about regarding these mountains. So I'm not exactly sure how high they are. So, let's see here. Excuse me. We only have 7 minutes until our transition. Still says descend to target. This is going to get interesting, folks. Let's see if our map tells us anything about the height. I don't think so. Nope, it just says there's mountains in front of us. However, after that mountain range... Oh, there's mountains. Well, we got some big mountains in front of us in the center there, since you can't see my mouse. The yellow mountains are taller than the green, but I'm following the official approach path, so we might have to do something outside of the GPS approach. Maybe the GPS will take us between the mountains? I don't know. We're going to learn together. Like I said, I didn't practice this one, so... Anyway. I mean, we are pretty close to our transition here. Well, I guess we'll discover it together, won't we? Let's see. I see the going mist on the GPS is kind of silly. How it calculated that. So hopefully we don't go mist. It almost looks like this GPS track is going to take us around to the airport. And then back. Huh. Topi isn't even on there, is it? Or it's out there, still coming up yet. So this wants us to go beyond it and then come back around. That explains why my approach plate didn't match the sim, because it's not anywhere near where we want to go. Okay, well, let's go direct to... Oh, boomy. Direct. Unless that tips us into the mountains. Let's wait till we clear this mountain range, and then we'll go direct, because it might turn us to the left a little bit, and we don't want to do that. Are we ahead of schedule? Nope, we're still on schedule for a descent. Alright, so we're just keeping an eye on things and hoping we don't crash into these mountains. I wonder if those mountains are the yellow ones. Zoom in, where are we? Zoom in. Yeah, okay, so those mountains in front of us are the yellow mountains, so we will definitely be clearing those. Okay, good. Kind of thought that, but I didn't want to assume. I'd rather play it safe than sorry. So, this is quite fascinating. Let's have a look outside and see what this is looking like. Of course, had I practiced the flight, I would be able to tell you, oh, we'll be fine. But it's fun to discover with my audience sometimes too, which is what we're doing here. So does that mean the airport is in that valley? Maybe. Not only nice view there, but did you see that? The sun reflecting in on the interior? That is really neat. Take a screenshot of that, although I don't know what I would use it for, but that is really something. I've never seen that before. Alright, do we need to make a decision yet here? I'm going to turn on my landing lights now because we're still low to the ground. This is going to get interesting, isn't it? We're still on target. Maybe we're going to follow this approach because it gets us around mountains. You know what? I think we'll just let the GPS take care of itself. We'll just go right to Topi. That was a published approach. Let's just do that. And then if at any point I need to break away and go visual, we will. Because it is a visual landing anyway, like I said. The GPS approach is supposed to, or the RNAV approach is supposed to take us right over the center of the airport, and then we circle to land. And winds are calm, so I think we'll just pick whichever runway's easiest at that point. Yeah. Well, this is fun to discover this with y'all. It'd be different if it were the plains, or, you know, like the Midwest, where there's nothing to worry about in terms of terrain. But since we have this terrain, this makes things much more complicated, and you got to be a lot more careful. We're only 1 minute from making a U-turn, and according to the GPS, there is an airport right down there. Our airport is right down here, according to the GPS. I don't see an airport down here. It's either I'm blind or it's past a row of hills. Is that it? That's not it, is it? No, okay. Those are just cars, alright. Well, this is honestly making me kind of nervous here. Yeah. I wonder if I should keep us up a little bit. Let's change this. Keep us at 9,000. Let's do that. And the reason for that is because Opumi, which we're going to have to circle back for now, is actually 8,600. The 6,000 I chose was based on airport altitude, but we have some terrain in the way. Wow, this is really interesting. And startling. Okay, we're going to start our churn at 9,000. I'm really nervous. Oh my gosh. This is really making me nervous. Okay, so here we are. See, according to the map, it's off for wing now, out here, beyond the valley. But on the GPS, it looked like it was in the valley. Well, I don't know, but let's have a look outside while we don't have much to do other than trust the autopilot. And there's a nice screenshot there. At least it was. Take a couple here and choose what's best. Wow, this is something else. So if I miss this airport, we are in big trouble, aren't we? So now let's go down to 6,000 feet, and I'll take over if I have to, and we'll descend. Clear that out. Oh my goodness. I am really freaking out here, everybody. Because Opumi, Minimum, and then a vote. So we have to churn again to the right. Where's the doggone airport? I really don't know where we are. This is crazy. Where's our airport? Is it over there? It should be over there, right? Huh. This is freaking me out. Now we got mountains in front of us too. Let's slow down. Alright, I'm just staring at this GPS and hoping for the best. I'm just going to slow us way down. We're coming down to 6,000. At minimum we want to be 7,600. So if I have to decrease the rate of descent I will, but we are looking right at these mountains, man. Why are we turning that way? Why are we going that way? Doesn't make any sense. The airport's to our right, isn't it? Yeah, look, now we're facing back. We gotta go to the right. Why are we going that way? What's going on? Huh. I think I'm just gonna go manual and fly this plane towards an airport. Let's do that. Let's just forget this mess. I know the airport's over here because that's what our map says, right? Yep. It says we're past it now on the right. Plug for GPS. We want it at minimum. We want to be 7,600, and we're already below that. So let's. Wait, is that it right there? Let's level off a minute. Let's clear all this out. This is driving me crazy. I don't see anything out here. This is making me nervous. Let's still, what are we looking at again? You still got to turn more, it says. Then we'll be lined up with runway 6, looks like. So let's just go like this. Let's keep our altitude, though, because we're still in front of minimum. And that is 7,600. I want to check our terrain, make sure not too close to the train. We need to turn more here. No flaps yet, no gear yet. Landing lights are on. Paranoia has set in. Oh, there it is. I see the beacon. Alright, there we go. Airport has been spotted. We will go this way and take a short final. We'll just keep our speed and everything like this, though. So let's go outside a couple of seconds here for a couple minutes. Oh, it wants flaps, doesn't it? I'll do first set of flaps. You can tell by how it's tipping to the back. See, now it's going to float. There we go. Okay, now we got to manage this aircraft because we let the flaps out. And it causes us to go up. I guess I should never let flaps out when I'm outside the aircraft. But anyway, we recovered. Here we go. Question is, do we want gear yet? Nah, we don't need gear yet. Well, that was sure something. I mean, the GPS is right in terms of the path, right? Minimum and evolved, but it wasn't connecting to them for some reason. So whatever. It says we're too low on the Pappy, but that's okay. We're going to level off. Actually, we're climbing. Whew, wow, that was intense. Sunset landing. We've gone completely visual at this point. But there it is. I hope we're not landing at a different airport. That'd be hilarious. Let's see. Nope, that's KPAN. Yep. Good. Alright. Watch what I'm doing here. I don't have a co-pilot to help me. What an exciting approach, though. Let's do gear down now. Just help stabilize us a little bit. Yeah, there we go. See how we came down now? There we go. Still says we're too low, huh? I don't believe it, but whatever. I will land with 2 sets of flaps this time. That was my mistake last time in the first leg, is landing with 1 set of flaps. I approached way too slowly because I was used to having 2. That can't be a Pappy. There's no way we're too low. That's like a... That's... Yeah, that's not Pappy. That's like... That is like the sun reflecting off a sign or something. Alright, so here we go. Props forward, throttle down. We're going to turn on the final here. Because what we're at, 7,800, and Evote is coming up, and we want to be at 6,000, so we're 1,800 feet too high. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. But we can still do this. It's STOL. So even if we approach high, we have more than enough runway. Second set of flaps because we're going so slow. While we're flying dirty. I got a lot of throttle, and we're descending at 1,500 feet per minute, and we're losing speed. That's crazy. Man, we might have to go mist anyway. I don't want to go mist. Aww. We're gonna have to go mist, I think. There's no way we're gonna slow down in time. Or are we? Or are we? Well, this is terrible approach. Just terrible approach. Super uncomfortable descent. Yeah, let's go mist and try this again. 1 set of flaps in, throttle all the way forward, pulling up. Well, winds are calm, so let's just approach from the other side on runway 24. Because, I mean, winds are calm and everything. We'll keep gear down. What a cute little town. Look at the sun. Alright, I really do have to fly the aircraft though, as much as I want to look around. So we're at, what are we at? 6,200, so we're about 1,100 feet above the airport. Which is fine. Because that means we're at a vote at the right altitude. So C worked out just fine. Oh, how pretty is this? Oh, but as we know, it only takes a second to get thrown off. So we'll come out as far as we can. We'll just land on runway 24, which I think was 234 degrees or something. Well, look at that sunset down there. Nice. We'll come out as far as the terrain will allow. Whoa, what's that? Shaking us around a little bit. I thought winds were calm. So flight time would have been 58 minutes had I approached correctly, but since we have to do this, we're going to add about 5 more minutes, I guess. We're still descending. I don't really want to descend that much at all right now. Yet. But we are going to take advantage of this open field here and get as much of a final leg as we can. See if we can see the airport. No. Gears down, right? Yes, gears down. First set of flaps are down. We'll do the second flap soon. Alright, making our base leg here. Looks like we're going to have to go a little tighter than that, huh? Alright, a tight base leg. Without descending too much right now. And I'm doing this without any radio navigation. I've noted on my compass the direction of the runway. And that's how I know where the airport is. So we should be on our base leg. So we level off a moment. Should about see the airport over there. And I do. So we'll go for our final now. And we'll reduce speed a little bit again so we can get the second set of flaps out. While we descend ever so slightly. Runway should come in view any second here. There it is. Oh man, I must say, considering I did not know the area and we were approaching in difficult terrain with a GPS that wasn't connecting to its next path, or what do you, next, whatever, I forgot what you call that. Each leg, it's whatever. Anyway, considering those criteria, I think I did an okay job with this. Alright, let's slow this down a little bit. Pappy says we're too slow now. Here's a second set of flaps out, make us float a lot. See that? And it'll slow us down. Holy cow. Trim down, trim down, trim down. Oh, see, there we go. Alright, so stay about level till the Pappy tells us it's time to descend. Since we're too low, we don't want to descend yet. Super fast looks aside. Looks like snow on the ground. It isn't, but there we go. I really want to do an outside shot. Sure, listen, outside shot. There you go. Everything looking good. Looking great. Sun is down. And we are going to land the airplane, not crash into the trees. Yeah. Let's level off until it's... There we go. We got one white now. There we go. Now I can start coming down about 500 feet per minute. We're going a little fast for final approach. And we just got blown to the left. I thought the winds were calm. There are trees in front of the runway. Oh man. So we're going to clear the trees. And then we'll land long, and then we'll take advantage of the STOL and stop as quickly as possible. So that's what... Now we're on the correct glide slope, 500 feet per minute. These trees are making me nervous. I do have both sets of flaps down, so I should be able to land appropriately. My microphone stand is moved out of the way. All these things I talked about last time I've changed, so let's see. The only thing is we're going to come in high because of these doggone trees. Alright, bringing back the throttle now. I'm going to start coming down now anyway. If we clip a tree, we clip a tree. I think we're good. There we go. What a crosswind. I thought winds were calm. This is an insane crosswind. Wow. Over the... oh my. I'm going to have to crab this. Alright, throttle back, pull up. What? Oh, nose wheel bounce. I didn't crab in time. Reversers. I keep dropping my yoke. Wow, that was the stupidest landing I've ever had in this thing. We're all over the place. How horrible was that? Oh my gosh. Let's quick turn here. No. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. What are we at? Hour and 4 minutes. Oh boy. Well, go back to taxi. There we go. There, we can vacate here. Alright, so let's clear and then we'll change our lights around here. Alright. Set parking brakes since we don't have a co-pilot. Turn on the taxi lights, turn off the landing lights, turn on the cabin flood so everybody can pack up their stuff as we taxi. Turn on our map lights, we can see a few things that we need to see. And let's keep on taxiing. There doesn't seem to be a terminal. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's go over there. There's a terminal looking thing over there. We're blinding people with our taxi lights here. Alright, we'll stop there. Set the parking brake. Is it going to hold? We've been having problems with that. Alright, we'll kill the propellers. Kill the fuel. Alright, we'll turn off our taxi lights. And these will go to ground. And we'll just keep our flood on. Open up some windows so I can take a couple deep breaths. And yeah, we're not gonna be flying again tonight. We're gonna have a talk with our boss and figure out exactly what went wrong. Oh, good. Our cabin temperature stayed at 60. Didn't get up to 120. Alright, we're about ready to deboard, I guess. We'll open up our cabin door here. And everybody can get mad at us. But anyway. Welcome to Payson, Arizona. If you do need to see a chiropractor after that landing, send us the bill. And we will gladly pay it for you. But everybody exit quickly, and don't post any videos on YouTube, please, especially in vertical video. And hope you enjoyed the flight. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and share with your friends. If you're a subscriber, thank you for your continuing support. And I'm gonna get out of here as soon as possible. So with that, I'll catch you in the next one.